What's good, fam? It's your boy Gels, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're gonna talk about the Studio One project page. Let's go. Like I said, family, in this video, we're going to talk about the Studio One project page. I love the Studio One project page, man, especially when it comes to mastering my records, man. It's just a great platform for mastering, and also when you're mastering whole albums. It's amazing, man. The Studio One project page is definitely a game changer. So enough of me talking. Let's head over to the computer, man, and check this out. All right, fam. So right now we're going to go over one of my favorite features in Studio One, and that's the project page. There's two ways to get to it. The first way you can get to it, you simply hit New, you go to Templates, and then Master and Release. Let's name this project Test. We'll call that Test, set the sample rate to 48K, and then we'll hit OK. That'll bring us to the project page. The other way to get to the project page is to simply pull up a mix that you've just completed that you want to add into the project page. Okay, so now that we have the mix up here that we just finished, and we want to get this mix into the project page, all you simply have to do is hit Song, Add to Project. We're going to add it to the project Test. If you don't already have a project, you can go to New Project, and then it'll call it New Project, the name of your song. So we'll go ahead and send it into Test. Update mastering files. You're going to hit OK. And now it's creating a bounce of this actual mix and sending it over to the project page. All right, guys, so once that bounce is finished, you'll see this screen here. It'll say updated 1 of 1 mastering files. You'll just hit OK. And as you can see, our track is here. This is one of the tracks that we're working with. This is why I love the project page. Everything can be done inside of Studio One. So you know what? Let's say we're working on an album. Let me slide in a couple more files here. That'll just give us some stuff to work with, some visual aids. As you can see, as you slide the tracks in, they show up as on different lines. So this is track 1 that we're working with. This is track 2 that we're working with. This is track 3 that we're working with. And the great thing about this, when you're working with the tracks like this in Studio One, you can add all of that processing at the same time to these files if you would like. If you don't want to do that, you can too. So let's go over this project page. So right here, up here in the top left corner, here's the album that you're working on. You could type in an album. That's the name of the album. You could also put in the artist, which is great. You can also add all types of metadata. The EAN, comment, songwriter, composer, arranger, genre, year it's made, and also you could put in artwork, which is great. You also can do it by song. And if you want to do it by song, you simply click on one, hit Shift, click them all, and then you can update all this information, and it'll update to all of them. That's very vital when it comes to the metadata. Adding the metadata to your songs, you could do it here in the Studio One project page, man, which is great. Engineers, you may want to get this information from artists ahead of time, just so it doesn't slow you up or anything like that. You already have the information, and you can add it in there for the artist, man, just to help them out. Okay, so we got this side over here. Like I said, you could do track by track, or you could do all of the tracks at one time. Now let's slide over here. This is where you can also get your loudness information. Let's go ahead and get this loudness information. And to get the loudness information, you simply click on the track and you hit this button. And as you saw, it ran a test and it gave us our loudness information. That'll do it for all of the tracks that you have here. And this is good to know for when you're starting out your master. You know where the levels are starting at and where you may want to get to, or where you have to get to. That's the great thing about this project page, man. This project page is a great tool. So now let's go here. We have inserts. These inserts here are for individual tracks. So let's click on this plus. Let's type in EQ. So we have the EQ here, just in case we want to make some moves per track. So now when we click on, you see this first track, the EQ is here. Click on the second track, that EQ is not there. We click on the third track, that EQ is not there. This is in order to make moves on a track by track basis. If it's something that you like and you want to do it for all of the tracks, you just simply hit shift and slide it onto that track and it'll add it on there for you, which is great, man, which is really, really good when it comes to Studio One. Okay, now with this second insert is pre-fader. So pre this master fader here, and this will make changes to all of your this will make changes to all of the tracks that you have here. So let's say you want to run all of them through the same limiter. You want to add some delay to all of them. You want to do whatever you want to do in the mastering phase. You can do that here, pre-fader. And here at the bottom, this is post fader. So post whatever's happening after the fader. Me personally, I don't do anything pre-fader. If I'm going to do anything to all of my tracks, I'll do it post fader. And over here, you have all of your metering sections. Let's go ahead and play. Let's turn these down. Let's go ahead and play one of these tracks so you can see the actual metering. As you can see, there's all your metering right there. You have your octaves, third octaves, 12, FFT, curve, WF, sono, and segments. Let's play it so you can see what each one does. This is the octave. It's the third octave. Me personally, I like the third octave. You go to 12, FFT. You got your curve, WF, sono. As you can see that there. Then you have your segments. Me personally, I just like it on third octave. And you also have LUFS and you have LU. I like to keep mine on LUFS just so I can see where I'm at. You also have a bunch of peak meters here. Me, I love the peak RMS. You also have the K20, K14, K12, and then the EBU. Like I said, me personally, I like to keep mine on peak RMS. Like I said, man, this project page is great once you really dive into it. Let's say you're done, you have your masters ready to roll. Here's a couple options of how you do it. You can hit burn. If you have a CD burner attached to your computer, that'll burn CDs straight from here. You also have image and DDP. Me personally, these are kind of the same things. If you've worked with outside CD burning services, some of them require an image of the actual songs and some of them require a DDP file of the actual songs. So this is how you would do those. And then you have your digital release. This is the most common. You have your digital release here. You can select your tracks, the specific tracks you want. You can, I recommend, of course, export them out as WAV, unless you're exporting them out for someone just to listen to. But when you're doing it for streaming services and stuff like that, you want to make sure you do WAV 24 by 48. That's how you want to do your waves. And then when you click on MP3, you get a few other settings. I like to do 48 for my MP3, and that's that. So once you do that, there's also some more options over here. Use range of events, use range of track markers. You can add track numbers to the file names. You can add artists to the file name, which is great. So it'll say the name of the song, the artist, and the track number. That's great, especially if you're working on an album or something like that. That's a great thing to have. You also could do real-time processing. You could adjust your loudness. You could put it in album mode. You could do a lot of things in this project page, man. Like I said, if you're not using a project page, if you've never used it before, make sure you give this project page a try. Yes, sir. That Studio One project page is fire, man. I told you guys, all my Studio One users, unite, baby. Hey, Studio One is a great DAW. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. And that project page just takes Studio One to the next level, in my opinion, especially when it comes to mastering, especially when it comes to mastering complete albums, man. You can make the transitions between songs seamless, effortless. Man, it's just a great tool to use within Studio One. Do you use the Studio One project page? If so, let's talk about it in the comments below. Also, do me a favor, check out my website, mixedbyjelz.com. There's a bunch of templates, a bunch of ebooks. Also, you can reach out to me for mixing and mastering services. Also, be sure to like and subscribe and share this video, man. Hey, it's your boy Jelz. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone.